Yo, what is up, guys? It's me. My name is Hoto, and today I will be talking about one of the scariest shows that I've ever watched. And not due to the jump scares or the boogeyman. It's a show about MILFs dating very young men in like their 20s. And by MILFs, I mean like potential 60-year-olds, so it does get kind of weird. And there is a shocking twist to this entire show, and I won't reveal that to you. I'll just let you see as we watch the show together. And yeah, I'm going to be covering everything you need to know about MILF Manor. You don't need to go pay for a TLC membership or some garbage like that, all right? It costs too much, and it's not worth it to watch MILF Manor. So let's just get right into it.
I'm a vintage, rare find. I live in Studio City, California, and I have three amazing boys.
So here we meet our first contestant, and right off the bat, you can kind of tell what show this is already going to shaping up to be. And I'm gonna give you a real quick hint. I don't want to shame anyone who does partake in Botox or anything of that nature, but with things like this, it is extremely clear, and it really shows you the type of person that people that are going to be on the show, where it's like, oh, I'm just different than all the other people. I'm just this unique person, and they're going to drink like 15 glasses of wine and try to hook up with people like everybody else is. And with the intro song, I did want to comment on the intro song. The intro songs, all the songs are immensely goofy in this show. They're like, I just want to find some love. And it's just like, no, that's not the point of the show. People on this show don't come here for love. These shows are where love goes to die. There is no love in any of these shows. But anyways, I digress. April is our first character that we meet, and she's nearly 60 years old. She is our oldest contestant.
I don't think any of my sons realize that I have an extremely high libido. Hold on. Is that too much saying I have an extremely high libido? Should I just have said high libido?
Here we get one of the first pieces of insight into how the show will be, and it's like, lady, why would you want your sons to know you have an extremely high libido? Like, it's beyond me why she would ever want her children to know about this. Blame me, but I don't think I would tell my children I have an extremely high libido. And think about this. I don't want to be that guy, but it's like, think about if a guy said this. I don't tell my daughters this, but I have an extremely high libido. Is that too much to say? And it's like, uh, what, at what point is like, that is like just weird, like downright odd, strange. Anyways, this is like a really good glimpse into the attitude that April has on this show, that she quote unquote has a very high libido, but her libido is the only thing on her mind ever throughout the entire show. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to save you the pain for the next 2 minutes. So basically, she goes on to talk about how her first marriage didn't work out because the two as partners weren't compatible, and she doesn't really go on to say anything else. Then it pans to a scene of her with a tray of like 5, 6 drinks, and she's just drinking it up. It's the first thing I do when I to go on a reality show to find love.
My name is Paula. I am originally from Mexico City, but right now I live in Miami, in a paradise. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
My name is Paula. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Paula. Nice to meet you too.
Okay, so right away we have literally the weirdest interaction between people I have ever seen. And so we quickly introduce Paula, and she just walks down. Not as big of an introduction. She lived in Mexico City, and I want to be the first to say this. She is not a MILF. Though conventionally, MILF is mother I want to, you know, eh, that is true, and she is a mother, but there is one thing I want to say. She is not in a traditional sense a MILF. A MILF is traditionally, like I would say personally, a MILF is traditionally 50s and up. She's 48, making her, I think, one of the middle in the group. But still, I think that is far too young to be called a MILF. It's almost as if they were expecting like some hot studs to be walking out. It's like, oh, another contestant. I thought I would be the only one. I thought it would be like The Bachelor. All right, from this actually, let's continue and meet our next contestant, So Young.
My name is So Young. I am 50 years old. When I meet good looking my type of a man, I introduce myself, say, hey, I'm So Young and I'm so
Okay, and one thing I will say it. So Young, people don't understand what So Young is saying. So a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people confused and they're like, what is So Young saying? And you know what? I will say it. What she says is, she introduces herself, I'm so young and I'm so WET. Huge, absolutely huge. I don't know why they blurred wet out because I guess it depends on what connotation it's being used in, but it's like, it's not really an offensive word or anything like that. But anyways, that is the personality of So Young. And I don't know why they decided to add So Young into the cast. They were like, it'll be funny. Let's add a character named So Young when she's a MILF. Huh? How do we feel about that? And it's like, God, that is such a like play on words. Like that is crazy to me. And
I'm a fire love. I have to have those fire love to have sex. If I don't have that, I could have sex, but I can't kiss anybody because that's disgusting.
in traditional fashion, so what eventually happens is, I'm gonna skip over it, but there's a conversation between the two of them, and then after that, it's like, you know how April was like, "Oh, she's got nothing on me" when Pulla came in. That's the same thing they're doing to her. They're like, "Oh, it's like I'm sure she's real pretty, but if she got in my way, there's nothing that's gonna stop me." And it's like, holy shit, like they're just teaming up, ganging already. Nothing interesting really happens for the next like 5 minutes until we get our next character. Anyways, our next character is also, again, another April.
My name is April. I'm 43 years old. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I'm a very simple girl. I married my high school sweetheart. I met him at 14. We had our children together and we were married for 14 years. So that has been my realest, longest relationship.
Hi.
You guys look so pretty. I'm April.
April, I'm April.
Let's do April.
Cute.
Right.
Obviously, they casted people on this show. They know the names of all the people. They know the profiles of all the people and personalities. And it's like, I know they did this on purpose because it comes up multiple times throughout the story, and it's like, why? Why did you need to cast two Aprils? You didn't need to cast two Aprils. It just wasn't necessary, but they did it anyways, and I get it. It's a cheap little trick, and they were like, oh, another April? Anyways, April goes on to talk about how she wants to date younger men because older men are just in paw mode. That's how she says it, and I guess what she means is like they can't get it up, you know what I'm saying? Like they can't get that wood up, and she just needs to have someone take care of her, and it's just a younger man. In traditional TLC fashion, they introduce the most important characters first, and those are mostly the characters that we're going to be seeing most of the time. April, and Paula, I think, and So Young, yeah. And the only other important character that they didn't really talk about was Charlene. She has an intro, so she goes on to talk about the trauma about her passing daughter, which is very fair because losing a loved one is a very important thing that is very hard for a lot of people. But then she did pull the sympathy card, which is kind of low on a show like TLC, because then you realize why? Why does that matter in the context of the show? It's a terrible thing that happened, but what does that have to do with dating younger men? Because then she talks about, I'm just doing it for my daughter. And it's like, that would be such a sweet statement if she was doing anything but being on a TLC show called MILF Manor. She's on MILF Manor for her daughter. What does that even mean? Like, I just don't understand the context. And the best thing I could think of is like, she's on here dating men as old as her daughter in place of her daughter, who wouldn't get to date men of that age, which is still weird and odd and strange.
Really had the best time. And they taught me that, they could be drawn to an older woman. And then I realized I can teach younger men a lot of things.
What are these things that you can teach them?
I don't know if I can say that on TV.
A lot of people on the show are going to be like this, and they do this cop out a lot where they're like, so what are you going to teach younger men? oh, I don't think I could say that on TV. It's like, TLC, you literally showed Big Ed naked. Something I never had to see in my life, and you showed me that. You did that, TLC. You did that to me. I didn't want to see his balls and ass. I didn't want to, TLC, but you forced me. And now we're PG all of a sudden. You know, it's like, that's a quick change up. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, I did forget to introduce her. I think her name's like Stephanie or something. I don't exactly remember. She's a very forgettable character, but very spiteful character at the same time. And so now we're going to move on to the twist of the show. The little goofy change of the show. What is the twist? What do you think it is? It's called MILF Manor. I'll give you a hint. It involves very young men. But, all right, let's get.
I love older women that can keep up with me because I'm bringing that young energy. I'm looking for love. I need a grown woman out here. Let's go.
Here we go, here we go. Whoa, hey, all right now.
Okay, so in typical fashion, TLC edges us a little bit, and they're like, whoa, here's the silhouettes of these young, attractive men. And the women are like, whoa. And it's like, really, it's like, come on, you can't see anything. There's nothing you can see. You can't see shit. And they're like, whoa, rawr. You know, it's like, you got me fucked up, ladies. You've seen nothing, and you're already attracted. And it's like, wow. Anyways, the big reveal is right now.
So curious as to what I could find here. I mean, this is it. All of my moments have led me to this one. And hopefully there's somebody here that is going to be interested in me. I can be interested in them.
Wait, there are moms? Holy.
Yeah, that's right, pussy boy. That's their moms. So I'm going to break it down. On the show, basically, the moms come with the sons, and the whole premise of the show is that, like, you're on the show with your mom. You share a room with your mom. And that is truly crazy. The potentials here are insane. It's like, you didn't like one of those guys, it's like they beat you in Fortnite last year, or beat you in a game of, Ultimate Frisbee, I don't know. You're just like, you know what, bro? I fucked your mom. I'm your stepdad now. Huh? What about it? What are you gonna do about it? And then it's like they can do it back. You know, I think that's the ultimate beauty of this show, and the only thing good I can see coming from this show. But anyways, with that ultimate reveal out of the way, it's such a gross review, and I think the dumbest part is that they pretend that it was a secret, when in reality, all of us know that you have to sign contracts, you have to do a lot of things to get on this show. So it's not like they didn't know in advance, and likely they came as a group, so it's like you just thought you were on different shows. Like, you didn't connect the dots. It's like, well, my son's on this show right here, and I'm on this show right here. But obviously, they're separate shows. You know, I have no inklings of ideas. And that would be suspending disbelief that they didn't already know, which 100% they did.
And say, what is this? I am really confused right now. What is really happening here?
Wait, that's my mom right there? This can't be going on.
We're supposed to date the other moms?
And honestly, bro, what other options are there? Are you gonna date other? It's like, are we supposed to date other moms? And it's like, what? Who would you date? Who would you date? Who would you date? Your own mom? Like, I just don't understand that. The reason they may have filmed this in Mexico might have just been because the incest laws there are so lenient, perhaps, and this would be important because a lot of some of the things they do within the show are kind of strange. I mean, they don't border on incest, but it's like, I think it kind of does play into that idea. It is kind of odd all the time. So it always involves in like mother-son activities and things they shouldn't be doing normally.
Seeing my son standing in that line made me feel very awkward because they're my son's age.
We up. Let's go. We up.
I was a little shocked to see Ryan.
And you know what? I'll say it. Props to Charlene for that, because hear me out. This is a very weird experience. Like, you may have signed up for this, but it's like, still, it's like that never crossed your mind. It's like, how strange is this going to be? My own son in a dating pool for my own show. Like, that is odd. I think being a little scared and whatnot is normal. In fact, the fact that none of the other contestants seem very concerned about it. Well, they say they are, but it's like the tone in which they say it does not match up with the actions. And it's like she's the only one that voices a genuine concern for like the sons being on the show. And I think this is a very important part and shows the characters of a or the character, the personality, I suppose, of a lot of the characters. And
Come on, hey,
what are you doing here? Why are you following me on the retreat, Joey? I'm here to find love. Don't get in my way.
Honestly, older women are very hot, and I know I got the swag and I got the game for them.
Wow.
Joey, what the fuck? What the fuck, Joey? Your mom's like, why'd you follow me on this retreat, Joey? Oh, Mom, I got the swag that older women like. And it's like, Joey, answer the question. It was meant to be a little joke, and then you're just like going on this rampage about how, I really like older women. God, I like older women. And it's like, God, Joey, please, please, don't make it weird. Don't make things weirder than they already are. Anyways, I'm gonna skip way ahead because not much else interesting happens. Basically, they just talk to each other and they're like, "Oh, Mom, this is so weird. You're on this show." So I'm gonna fast forward to the first thing they do on the first episode. All right, I'll see you there.
Got this text. So it says, greetings. You are about to start a unique dating journey. All of you have expressed an openness to intergenerational dating. In the real world, there is often a double standard where an older man with a younger woman is accepted, but an older woman with a younger man isn't. Not here.
So I forgot to tell you they run this show fucking there's those shows where it's like you get a message on your phone, it tells you kill the man next to you. You're like, shit. Take out a gun and you just blast him. And it's like it's one of those that was over dramatic. That was way over dramatized. I don't know why I said that. But it's like they get notifications in their phone and it's like, oh, the producers just texted me. Here's what we have to do. Billy, you have to go. You have to be sacrificed to the gods. No, no. I'm just kidding. But they do get notifications on their phone and like that's how the entire show supposedly operates. And no, it's not. I'm sure there's producers on set there and they just put it on the phone and okay, I don't want to nitpick too hard, right? I'm not nitpicking too hard, all right? So basically what the message says is like they're going to be conducting a dating experiment and they're leveling the dating field to where younger men can date older women and they're trying to see how it goes, I guess. That's not the purpose of the show. That's just the excuse. But anyways, at the end of the day, I don't really agree with what they're saying. They say there's a double standard between older men dating younger women and that being normalized. I don't think so. When I see a large age gap relationship, like a much older man with a much younger woman, I still think it's strange. I don't think there's a real double standard. I think it's odd when there's really any large age gap, no matter whether it's women and the woman's the old one or the man's the old one. I always think it's kind of strange, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, just tell me what you think below, honestly, because I do want to know: is it really a double standard? Like, is that real? Because I think like MILFs and like sugar moms are like a real thing. I don't think it's like shunned or anything, right? Just comment down below what you think. All right, let's move on. And we're going to be moving on to the first activity of the night.
So you're going to be 24, your son's 23.
No, he's 20.
No, I'm gonna be 21.
Oh, you're the baby.
And you gonna be 22, right?
I'm going to be 22.
He said you were his favorite.
That's what I like to hear.
So here we start what we always saw coming, and it's they make pairings already in advance. All the pairings I think are predetermined. I'm willing to bet that these two will get together because one of them's the baby and one of them's the oldest in the house. How would that work out? Nobody knows. But anyways, yeah, that I think is going to be ultimately one of the biggest pairings, and I think it's one of the easiest, like the oldest and the youngest. Oh, how would it work? And I think it's strange, weird, because she's 3 times older than him. 3 times older than him. She's lived 3 of his lives.
We get the text that we're gonna be staying in the same bedroom. I don't want to see who she's trying to flirt on, and now we're gonna be living together. What did I?
Who wants to sleep with their mom? Weird.
All the young men take their shirts off.
Who's ready for a checkup at the doctor's office?
Yeah, that's the main event. The women are going to be, feeling up on the abs and shoulders of their sons, and whoever correctly identifies their son gets the suite. The suite has a jacuzzi or a hot tub, and it's like a master suite basically. It's like a better room than all the other rooms, and there's 2 available. Whoever can find their son in the fastest time gets those rooms, and it's like, isn't that kind of weird? Like I don't want to be that guy, but like that is super strange. It's like, how do you know what your son feels like? How do you know? How do you know, bro? Now imagine if the roles were reversed. I'm not going to say this too often, right? But imagine if the roles were reversed. Dads feeling on their daughters, not their chest maybe, but just like their stomach or something, right? That's just strange, odd, weird. No, it puts a bad taste in my mouth. Or all right, yeah, let's watch it.
I just hope she doesn't go below the waist whenever she's groping these guys, because that will be out of line. Out of line.
Disco mommy's in the house. If I pick Joey, hopefully I don't pick him first because then, yeah, we'll have a nice room, but it's like.
You know what? No. No, I would like you to elaborate on that. What do you mean by that? We'll have a nice room, but what? But what? Anyways, yeah, the challenge, it's very awkward and strange, and they just use it as an opportunity to feel up the contestants, and God, it's strange. Please. Yeah, it's very weird.
Ow!
I've never experienced something like this. My mom never really shows me like the younger guys that she dates, or especially like touching them in front of my face.
Joey? It's my son? Yes! Yes! I wanted you to be my son! Yes!
I'm gonna be honest, right there, I don't really know what happened. So they're like, the guys are like, yeah, let's go. Uh, uh, you didn't get it right. You, why are we cheering? And then he picks her up and just carries her away, and it's like she screams something to the lines of like, I want you to be my son. Just me? Weird? Just me? This show is a show that leaves me speechless. I'm left with this feeling, this dread every time I have to click the play button to watch more. It is truly something beautiful. But anyways, look, a couple of the other women go. I'll spare you some of the details. I'm sure you don't want to watch women rub up their sons, but yeah, all right. So the ultimate winners of the competition of feeling their sons are Billy's mom and Jose's mom, Paula. And another comment and criticism that some people are starting to have is that when they start to realize what the people's attitudes are really like, and the first person that they talk about is Kelly. Kelly's a person who, as Paula is expressing, she always brings the attention to herself, as in this scene, she talks about, while the other people are announcing winners, she introduces herself and she's like, oh, Jose, I'm gonna be in your room, fucking at midnight or something. It's something to that effect, and it brings all the attention back to her. And there are a lot of traits that people have where they want to become the center of attention, and there's a lot of reasons that it could be happening. But it seems that Kelly, throughout the entire show, because I've watched more than one episode, throughout the entire show, she does maintain this, in sense, like this attitude where she has to be the center of attention, and she moves from guy to guy, trying to maintain that attention on her, even making large scenes throughout multiple episodes of the show for no apparent reason other than to bring the attention back to herself.
What do you think is the difference between MILF and Cougar?
This man literally just asked one of the most hard-hitting questions in the entire show, and it proposes a very interesting question, and that is, what is the difference between a MILF and a cougar? And this question is heavily guarded like one of the forbidden jutsus within Naruto, and I think I have the answer. The difference between a MILF and a cougar is minute. I think a MILF is distinctly must be a mom, right? It distinctly must be a mom that is obviously of older age that you would, yeah, that people are, that younger men are interested in, while a cougar is a slightly older woman. But it doesn't have to be. I think the differentiating difference is the mom. I think a MILF distinctly has to be a mom, while a cougar doesn't have to distinctly be a mom. So I think one of the biggest difference between cougars and MILFs is that one can be a mom and one. So easier explanation is it's like squares and rectangles. Every rectangle is a square, but not every square is a rectangle. I think that is a great analogy for this answer.
I'm a man of great taste. I like great things. I'm a very big feet person. Paula has these feet that I just want to like oil up and lather and just massage and get real warm and then paint her toenails maybe a color and like suck the acrylic off them toes and shove in my mouth.
Bro just threw out that grenade. I would be less shocked if I was shot in the back of the head by myself. I know that feet guys are real, but it's like, I want to suck the acrylic off those toes? Uh, it is truly beyond me, and I think this is definitely one of the highest notes. And honestly, everything that happened until here, there's been a little bit of discussion, and basically the people are talking about what moms they want to sleep with. The moms are talking about what sons they want to sleep with, who they got their eye on. And this is the only thing that really stands out. Nothing else really stands out in the entire episode. And honestly, we leave off the episode on a very high note. I think this is the only thing of real relevance in the leading up to the end. And honestly, ending opinions about the show, I do think the show is very cringe and not very good, but I do think it has a lot of value, and it is very good as a show that can be watched to be funny bad. Like bad funny, bad good. It is bad, but in such a good way that it compensates, I guess. And honestly, that's about it. I hope you've enjoyed the video. It's been a very long time watching this episode. It feels like forever, even though it's only probably been about 40 minutes, give or take. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, subscribe down below, and I'm going to be making more of these videos later on, so stay tuned. All right, bye.